Hi, and welcome. Happy new moon. This will be a new moon reading, and because it's the first new moon of 2022, it will also be a year overview reading. So, together, we'll look at the year ahead and see what the program is for us. We'll pull some cards together, and I'll deliver my channeled messages for you so that we can come up with a plan of action for this year, 2022. So 2022 is a 6 year, and with that number 6, I'm getting a lot of information. Specifically, the phrase that I was channeled is, if you've laid the groundwork, you'll move through it with ease. So if you've put in the work, you've gotten in alignment with what it is you're meant to do or the way that you're meant to be, this year will prove to be smooth sailing for you, and it's kind of a continuation of what it is that you have been doing. Probably, if you're watching this, right in that transition period between 2021 and 2022. So I consider that like January. It's sort of a transitional month, and then the year is really kicking off now with this new moon. So happy new moon once again, and we'll go ahead and get into it. I have been getting a message about a false start. So there's something really important about a false start. Also, there's something coming up about perfectionism, about feeling self-conscious or feeling not in alignment. And it's not that you're not on your path if you are. It's that there's these kind of nuisances that are floating in the air around you, and it's throwing you off track. So if there's some minor irritation coming up, please just work through it, push through it. And this is if it's nothing dangerous. This is just a minor nuisance, irritation coming up for you while you're on the path ahead. If that is the case, once again, please just work through it. Is what I'm getting. I think it's connected to that false start. Maybe you're starting and stopping and starting and stopping. Please don't be discouraged by that. They want me to tell you, it's not necessarily a test. It's just the energy has been really up and down, in and out, choppy lately. I'm getting like a choppy sea. So with as much high vibrational energy, 2022 is pulling through. There's like lots of undercurrents as well, and that makes for a stormy sea. So please just keep holding the light. Please keep pushing forward, and do not let anything stop you. If you're on the right path, you know that. And if you need help finding that path, then please reach out. Okay. I feel much better now that I've delivered that. I was pulling some cards ahead of time, and I kept getting messages that I could not translate to you, and I could not figure out why they were coming through. And specifically, the cards that I was getting were the Three of Cups, the Justice card, and the Devil. All right, also the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands was coming out incessantly. One message I did receive, this is completely just a side message for somebody, that is, do take heed if you're out and about and you're partying. Please be careful about that. There's some message that there could be a danger, and if you hear this and that resonates with you, be very careful. It could also be just out and about socializing, and there's some inclement weather. Just be really careful right now at this time whenever you're hearing this message. This will also be relevant whenever you catch this message. We're just tapping into that one energy, that new moon energy, and at any point you find it, it could be relevant. One other channeled message I'll let you know about, and then we'll go ahead and start pulling some cards, is the idea of a concentric sun. I'm seeing this sun, and then radiating out from it are all of these rings. Now, I don't know if that's a scientific term. I don't know if it's a spiritual or occult idea. And if so, either one of those things, please reach out, because I would love to know more information about it. I would love to know what I'm channeling. And I hope that that phrase strikes something in whoever it's relevant to. Strikes it, like I'm seeing a match and sulfur burning up. Very bright light. So concentric sun. That's important. It's also connected to the one. It feels that it's specifically connected to the one, a new start. So I'm going to pull the cards, and I'm going to see if any of those same cards come out again. Once again, it was the Three of Cups, Justice, the Devil, and the Ten of Wands. The Devil card was concerning me because I couldn't figure out what it was trying to tell me. I'm going to see if it'll come out again. But specifically in this Devil card, there is a black cube. And I was getting from that Saturn's cube. I think that's an occult terminology, but I'm not super familiar with it. But that's the phrase that I heard, so I know that it's relevant. And with Saturn, of course, our lessons is hard work. And I think for some of us, that's what we're dealing with this year. But like Saturn, if you've done the work, if you've put in the work, if you've laid the groundwork, you will have a smooth path forward with Saturn, right? If you haven't done the work, if you've been off the path, if you've not been heeding the call, it might be more difficult for you. It could just be that right now, today, at this moment, is a great time to heed that Saturnian warning and get on the path. It's a great time to get back on track. I just heard. That could be what it's about. I also just heard spell work. So one, either be careful with spell work, or two, if there's any spell work that you need to do in terms of protection or banishing, the new moon is a perfect time to do it. So please go ahead and do so immediately. Oh, look at that. I just split it. And there's the Three of Cups. You know, the Three of Cups is really celebration and fun. So yeah. But right here on the bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups. And the Three Cups have spilled over. Wow, so I just got something. This could have to do with friendship. This could have to do with community. And it's possible that there is some loss within your community or within your friendship group. Perhaps you're feeling lonely and that you lost maybe 3 people. Maybe you lost 3 people. And I'm feeling here, this is friendship. And this is not physical loss. This is like the end of a relationship or the walking away from a relationship. So it could be 3 people. And you see that there's this sadness and loss around there. Wow, now I'm putting it all together. That 10 of Wands that I saw earlier, that could be dropping that burden and letting them go. The Devil, it could be because there was some attachment there. And also I'm picking up heavy jealousy. And as you may or may not know, jealousy in that intense of a form almost can act as a spell against you. So any loss is not really a loss, is what I'm trying to say. Because as you very well may know, in this card, the Five of Cups, there are 2 cards behind this little cat figure. And I believe that they're even more fulfilling. Wow, what's really interesting too is that 2 of these cups are red and 1 of these cups is green. And what I'm picking up with that is the envy. It's like bloodshed and envy. So that's pretty intense. You're just not cut from the same cloth. That's the phrase I just heard. You're not cut from the same cloth. Whatever these 2 options are behind you, that is much more suited for you. Maybe that's you and another person, you and a new friend that will come in. Above the figure's head, there is the crescent moon, Maiden Mother Crone figure, the 2 crescent moons and the full disc. Wow, so one thing is that it could be an intergenerational friendship coming in for you. And this person will kind of be a mentor teacher figure in some way, and you will teach them as well in your own way. That's one thing. And the other is that it's much more spiritual in nature. Whatever you're walking away from is not really a loss, and whatever you're walking to, even if currently you're in a bit of a limbo, is much, much brighter and better. Yeah, Hanged Man here. It's kind of a limbo. I see that. But in this limbo period, I think that you'll receive a different perspective. Okay, I've been guided to put these away because, death on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, something is changing for sure. Something is changing and it's important. I've been guided to get one of these major arcana cards. So this is kind of an overview and also a how to navigate a transitional period sort of reading. That's what I'm picking up on. When I'm told to go, I go. So like I said, I heard false start, and I actually had many false starts when recording this reading. And I'm not sure why that is, other than whatever happens to me is a way for Spirit to communicate to you. And so it's possible that it's just I had to struggle and start and stop many times in order to get this message to you. Also, I had to do some minor workshopping in my space in order to improve, basically just stop outside sounds from coming in so much. I had to do a little bit of rehabbing in here. And then third, I think it's just important that the message still got to you, no matter how many little start and stops there were. I'm feeling that ocean wave again. And so for you to continue on. If this is resonating for you, you'll know. And I'm so glad that you're here with me. Thank you. I just heard the word Hathor. I don't know what that means. What is a card that will help this soul group navigate the current time, the transitional time, the limbo time, the getting started, the new time, where everything is new, the old has fallen away, but you're not yet experiencing the new life, if that makes sense. You're doing the work as if you're putting in and living in a way that's as if you already have exactly what it is that you're meant to, because you're lining up with that. It's just that you are in a sort of transitional phase, and that, like I said, will make sense to you if it makes sense to you. Justice. So our major here to navigate this transitional space is justice. Now, something I'm seeing in my head once again, and I got this previously, is this, it feels so nice. I feel bright lights, like sparkles, candlelight. And then it gives way to this vast, warm blackness. It's just an expansive field of the color black, literally. And if you're goth, you know there's lots of shades of black, and this is a warm black. And it's this expansive field, and it's extremely fertile. And I feel that in this moment is the energy that you're in. It's extremely fertile. I get the word fecund. It's rich. It's like rich dirt. It's got that smell, that like fresh earth smell. And it's there and available to you, and you can feel into this energy as well. So, with the Justice card, I feel forward movement, positive movement forward. I believe there's a lotus in this card. Of course, Justice, she's holding the scales as well as a sword. There's a symbol for Venus here. As well as the scarab beetle. In this card, there are some indications toward Cancer. In this deck, Justice has a Cancer symbol in it. And so this could be a special message for the Cancers there watching this video. That the 6 year is very important for you. That's what it is. And what about one more and then, okay. The Hanged Man. So moving from this transitional period into the fullness of whatever it is you're working toward. And then 2022 itself. I would say the way that you get to this is by seeing different perspectives. Nope. All right, there must be something else in the Hanged Man. So I'm seeing 2 solar discs right here, as well as a crescent moon in the sky. This cow, I think, appears to be sacrificed, and it's tied with a red string, indicating some sort of fate or justice, divinely written. This cow here doesn't seem to be in distress, and I believe that's a message in that seeing from a different perspective. It's like it's seeing something just outside of frame that is just so much more important than whatever is going on in this scene. Does that make sense? So the message for you, I would say, in moving from a transitional space, the work to be done is maintaining a higher perspective. And you'll know how that applies in your life. It's something bigger than you, and possibly dedicating yourself to whatever it is that is bigger than you is the lesson here. Okay. 2022. Okay, last thing I was getting, there could be a special message for Pisces, only in that I'm feeling a Neptunian energy, and I think that there's some important astrological transit with Neptune this year, but I'm not an astrologer, so I'll have to look into it. I'm just feeling Neptune. So Neptune might be playing an important role in the upcoming months. I just heard 3 months. And so riding that wave, right? Not letting it take you under and maintaining a higher perspective. Outcome of this year, if you follow this advice, is the world. It's the beginning and end of a completely different cycle. So what's really interesting, I have to try to explain it, is that in my head I'm seeing, oh my gosh, it's like the concentric circles. It's like the transitional period is here, and within it, enclosed, is the entire year. And so it's as if this entire year is kind of this transitional phase. And if you're putting in that labor, that Saturnian work ethic, you'll see results. It just is. It's not that you'll see results. That was me. That wasn't spirit. They just want me to explain to you that it's like this thing within a thing within a thing, and it's a transitional phase. And starting it and ending it are all the world. I hope that makes some bit of sense. Right, cycles, beginning and endings. And, okay, there we go. The work is the end in itself. So I'm noticing this figure here playing, it looks like a lyre or some sort of stringed instrument. The work is the end in itself. And within those concentric circles, within that year, within this month, whatever, within this new moon, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever service to a higher good that you're performing, the work, that Saturnian duty, is the end in itself. So what's so interesting is that I was trying to find out for you how to sort of get out of this transitional phase that we're in, that I'm feeling at this time. And no, in fact, it's just a smaller bubble within more. So the work is the end in itself. That is so profound for you. That's what I'm getting. That is really cool. All right. What else does this soul group need to know about the year 2022? I'll definitely be putting out more special messages, but I also think that I'll be doing some New Year zodiac sign readings. I know the timing is a bit strange, but that's what I was guided to do. Ace of Swords. Oh, interesting. Astrologically speaking, isn't it that we consider Aries to be the start of the new year? And then, of course, lunar calendar is the first new moon. Solar calendar is January 1st. So, no matter which calendar you follow, there's something about newness right now. And even if you're viewing this in July, it's just that you stumbled upon this path at that time. You'll know. Okay, Ace of Swords. The energy coming through here is much, much, much clearer now. It's clearer. I feel it. I think channeling the concentric sun was very important. I just heard Hathor again. Once again, I don't know what that means. It might be an Egyptian deity. It might not at all. There's something, if you're viewing this, there's something very important about the sun. And that's just, if you know, you know. All right, here we have Justice. And directly behind this little cute-ass Sphinx cat is the sun. It's the symbol for the sun, the solar rays. Huh. Justice, the Ace of Swords, and the Five of Wands here. Also, we have the 10 of Wands and the Hierophant. Under that is the 4 of Wands. I'm reading intuitively here. I'm being directed to do this. 7 of Pentacles. Now, if this isn't a depiction in an image of the idea that the work is the end in itself, I don't know what is. With this Five of Wands here, I'm feeling that there's a lot of chaotic energy floating around, but that it's not going to stick. You're not going to let it stick to you. You know, it's this idea of it's raining cats and dogs, but this little mouse or rat under here is perfectly safe because these cats are so distracted by each other and by their chaotic energy that they're not even noticing it, and it's perfectly safe. Right? So I think whatever nuisance is thrown your way, just it's not going to stick to you. Because you're in service to a higher power. You're in service to something bigger than you. And so you will be protected as long as you do the work. I just heard petition. Wow. And prayer. You might need to put out a petition so that you can do your work unharmed. Interesting. With this Justice card, I'm feeling that for someone, you're doing legal work in a country that is politically under fire, or the stability is in question, and I have chills for you. If you're concerned about your ability to continue your legal work there, please put out a petition of protection for yourself and your work, because what you're doing is for the higher good. It's in the service of truth. And you're heeding that call to the divine. All right, moving on. With this Four of Wands, I really do feel peace, harmony, happiness. It's very cute. All these little cats on a picnic blanket. And so I think it's just about not letting this chaos stick to you. Ten of Wands, you've been carrying something, or perhaps this service is almost a burden, but this cat is almost there. This cat is almost to the house, wherever it's trying to go. The gate's closed, but it's almost there. The Hierophant. Esoteric knowledge, psychic abilities, learning, power, institution, doctrine. Maybe it's that with this Ten of Wands, you will have to put in some extra hard work in order to get to that point where the work is the end in itself. You might have to do some extra learning, some higher learning, take some courses, do some extra work in order to reach this Hierophant status. And once you do, it will all be gravy. That's specifically what I just heard. That was a channeled phrase. It'll be gravy. There's some indication that's being given to me about speech, about choosing the right words, choosing your words carefully, and not overthinking that, because I believe that the most recent Mercury retrograde was very intense, and you might still be feeling effects from that, and to just let it go, push ahead. It's a minor irritation. Work through it. All right. Ten of Pentacles. There's something about lineage here. Divine, I just heard divine union, destiny, but there's something about lineage, a path before you. You know, a lot of times with this card in particular, this Ten of Pentacles, I get a message of healing backwards. The work that you're doing at this time is healing the past for you and your people. I'll continue to do I just heard New Year, but new moon readings, as well as I think this year I'm going to do a series on Saturn. So if you're interested, please look out for that. I'll do Saturn in relation to different zodiac signs, and I'll channel information for you. I'll try to make it timely, as in when you need to see it, but timeless, as in it can be applied at any point when you find it. Okay, well, I see what wanted to show itself, the moon. Interesting. This is very important. There is something about respecting cycles and not rushing things forward. So it's about being very present and not projecting forward or backwards too much. A bit ironic, no, that this would come out immediately as I'm telling you my future plans for what I'm going to share with you, right? Instead of being in the present moment and sitting with you in this energy. Yeah, there's a message about cycles, timing. The magic is in the wait. This figure, it's a maiden mother crone, once again. This figure is holding what looks like an embryo. And this child or blessing or being is a divine gift to be revealed in its own time, when it's right, when it's ready, when it's right. So continue to do the work because you do the work, if that makes sense. Whew. We've got the Six of Pentacles and the Star here. Interesting. I think that if you continue with that, you will receive both the financial and energetic success that you are allowed and that you deserve, as well as the fame and fortune that you wish and that you deserve for whatever it is that you do. And I just heard, hold on. I do hope that you'll have the blessing to bring your beautiful gift into the light this year. That has to do with the 6. It's the 222. It's 2022. Excuse me, my nose itches when I channel. Balancing the scales here. There's something about beauty as well. And it's that when you do whatever it is that you are meant to do, whatever your beautiful and divine gift is, it's that you shine through, the divine shines through you. Thank you. Thank you. 6 of Wands, yes. Success in whatever it is you do, that laurel wreath there. A win. So when the timing is right and the cycles are complete and the gift is ready and you get the okay from the divine, you will move forward and you will reap these benefits and rewards. Okay. I want to get one final oracle message for you. And then I'll close out this reading. This was kind of a strange one, I have to tell you. Look at what's right here. Success. We'll see what wants to come out for us. Could I have one final parting oracle message? Release. What's this one? Success! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is so wild. And at the bottom here we have inner peace. So I want to include that as well. All right. What is this release about? I see a variety of flowers at the base of this tree. This tree looks like an autumnal tree. It's changing colors, losing its leaves, but it's got this golden orange quality to it, like the most beautiful and perfect time. You know, it's so brief, that time, if you live somewhere where the trees do in fact turn colors and lose their leaves. It's so brief and so perfect. And so what I'm feeling with this is that it's this exact period that you're viewing this exact time that you're in, that first ring of a transitional phase. It's about the release. And it's not release just for the sake of doing so. It's release in order to have space for something so much greater. It's release to gain, not lose. It's release to hold space in your heart for something more. It's also a letting go of control. So what's so very interesting is that we were talking about the devil, we were talking about Saturn, and putting in the work. However, the work is the means in itself. And so letting go of control of where that will take you is what takes you to success and inner peace. I will look at the guidebook in order to see if there's any specific message about release that you need to hear. Autumn light. Okay. When you receive this card, it is time to let go and surrender. Let go of situations, people, and objects that do not serve you. Let go of old, outmoded, self-limiting beliefs that drag you down. This is a time of stripping away superficial distractions until you reach who you are at your core. If you're holding on to the old, it is difficult for anything new to come into your life. Begin to clear your home and living environments of clutter. If you don't love it or use it, it is probably clutter. Clear it out of your space. It's time for a detox. To get ready for the new, you must release the old. Well, there you have it. That's what we're being guided to do at this time over the course of this year, 2022. Making space for something bigger and brighter. And I think it'll bring a lot of happiness, joy, and success as well. All right, until next time, do take care, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Okay, I just wanted to say one thing. I had to check on this release card. What I got was the 5 of Swords in reverse. Get out of your own head. Okay? Get out of your own head. All right. Bye for real.